This is not a video I thought I would make this year. If you've been watching the videos, you've probably heard me talk about RateMyDorm. RateMyDorm, 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 RateMyDorm. Early in my YouTube career, I had the idea of building something like Rate My Professors, but for dorms. A website where college students could write reviews for their dorms. I called it RateMyDorm, and in 2021, I decided to start a series on this channel. A series where I build this website in public and share everything, from writing the first few lines of code to mocking up the first designs, and eventually launching the site in May 2022. I was 24 years old when everything started, and at 28, this is how it ends. This is the story of how my startup, RateMyDorm, got acquired for 6 figures. I was sitting on my sofa 2 months ago when I randomly got an Instagram DM from someone named David. David was interested in acquiring RateMyDorm through the company that he founded, Jenny. The message wasn't totally random though. I posted this video last year sharing that RateMyDorm got its first sponsor making money. They paid for 2 ads on every page. This is a big moment for RateMyDorm. That sponsor was Jenny, and David paid me to put a display ad on RateMyDorm for the summer. Jenny is an AI tool that helps students with their research and their writing. With RateMyDorm having traffic comprised of all US college students, this was a partnership that made sense. So David was thinking that if Jenny acquired RateMyDorm, the organic traffic that RateMyDorm gets, from students looking up dorm rankings, dorm reviews, that traffic could potentially lead to signups for Jenny. My first impression to his Instagram DM was that I'm so down to sell. It makes so much sense for Jenny to acquire RateMyDorm, for them to put the student traffic to good use. With that said, I told David I was interested, and then he asked the big question, how much? It was a hard question, figuring out how much RateMyDorm is worth. I'd be selling a site that doesn't really have a revenue model. All it did have was about 40,000 monthly visitors, plus or minus 20K depending on the season. RateMyDorm is a site that I bootstrapped mid-COVID in 2021. Of course, my goal has always been to sell it, but for years the site has been a long-standing character on this YouTube channel. And if I had to end the series, it would have to be on a somewhat high note. So very transparently, I told him that I would sell it, but I wouldn't let it go for less than 6 figures. And lucky enough, he agreed.
I have a first option that's really fleshed out, 100K.
David and I hopped on a call and he shared with me his initial offer, an offer that adds up to $100,000. It wasn't an entirely cash paycheck. He broke up the 100K into a mix of upfront cash, deferred cash payments, and equity in Jenny. I actually thought it was a great offer. I said I'd think about it, and we spent the next few days going back and forth, discussing how to break up the 100K. I was happy with that final figure, but what we discussed was how we wanted to split it, whether it should be more or less equity. And of course, I'll share exactly what we signed on and what I got later in this video. But in the meantime, another check-in with David.
But I think this is going to be a pretty short and sweet acquisition. There's probably going to be like a lot of granular things like my lawyers will ask for. But other than that, maybe we could target everything being done, money being wired to your account by 4th of July, 5th of July. Would that be okay? Talk to you later. Thanks for your time.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'm at this outdoor cafe. I've been going back and forth with the Jenny team, figuring out the terms that we like, and I think we finally agreed on something. So in like 3 hours, we're gonna hop on a call, go over the final contract. Pre-acquisition, I'm feeling really happy about this. Excited to kind of end RateMyDorm on a happy note. I really see this as an opportunity to start a new chapter. There's so much I wanna do, so much stuff I wanna work on, and I just know that I'm not gonna grind on RateMyDorm. I'm just glad that it's going into good hands. Thanks David, thanks Jenny. But yeah, I have about 2 more hours, so I'm just chilling. I made it back home. I need to put together everything that RateMyDorm owns and everything that I made under the RateMyDorm email, because Jenny is gonna acquire all of that. So not only the RateMyDorm database, the RateMyDorm domain, I will also be handing over the social media accounts at RateMyDorm on Instagram, 2.4K followers, not too bad. RateMyDorm on TikTok, 3,400 followers, with some pretty well-performing dorm videos as well. And also all of the subscriptions that I have, so like subscriptions for hosting, for the database, for like the Google Workspace to get the email at RateMyDorm.com. I'm gonna work on that right now.
I think if we're all done with the signing, I wired you the money. Jed, welcome to Team Jenny. How does it feel?
Good, it's good. Yeah, really excited about this.
Okay, I'm super hyped. We're gonna do great work together. Talk soon.
All right, thanks,
Cool.
David.
Thanks. Yeah, see you. Yep, bye-bye.
All right, the final contract has been signed on both ends. I just got the initial deposit on contract signing, which means RateMyDorm has officially been sold to Jenny AI. Woo! This is a 6-figure exit. I've been waiting for an opportunity to hand off RateMyDorm to a better cause, to someone that would really appreciate the traffic it gets and the niche it's in. This has been exactly the outcome that I was hoping for all these years. I figured I'd want to sell it one day. You know, it might not be $1 million, but coming from an idea in COVID and me solo developing it, honestly, I can't complain at all. I'm really happy. I'm officially a 6-figure exit founder. I'm gonna be going full-time on RateMyDorm. I'm gonna be coding this site for the next 3 months. That's when I think I'm gonna finish it. So it's almost midnight now, and I'm gonna spend the rest of the day coding up some new features on RateMyDorm because this is now my full-time job. I've just been wired into RateMyDorm. I really want to finish this project. A lot of my hours lately have just been coding this website, seeing it through the finish line. Even though it's 10 o'clock and I'm exhausted, all I want to do right now is code this website. This is gonna be a slow grind, but I think one day RateMyDorm can have a lot of value, and I'm just holding onto that hope because I've put in so many hours to this website. Alright guys, it's the moment you've been waiting for. What did we sign on? I have the final contract open in front of me. You know, at first I wasn't gonna be super transparent and I was gonna title this video like 6 figures instead of 100K. But I realized I've been very transparent with everything, with the rise and fall of traffic, with all my coding and marketing secrets and tactics that I use. It's only right to end this building in public series with full transparency. So if you made it to the end, here we go. Like I showed you earlier, on contract signing, I would be getting 20K cash. So he just wired that to me, which is great. Also on signing, I was awarded $20,000 in Jenny equity. So on signing, I got 40K, half cash, half equity. The next part of the deal is 30K in Jenny equity that I get in a few months. And then for the last 30K, I'd be getting in cash, in installments for the next few months. It's pretty much exactly half cash and half Jenny equity. I did ask what Jenny equity means, like when can that be liquid? He did tell me all the options, but you know, Jenny's a profitable company. I don't mind it being not all cash, diversifying my portfolio a bit. And of course now, since Jenny owns RateMyDorm, it's nice to have some stake in the company. I want RateMyDorm to succeed. I want Jenny to succeed. So there it is, the $100,000 breakdown. And one last thing, if you're in college or in your 20s and you're interested in becoming a UGC creator, I do have an opportunity. I'm gonna link it down below. So check it out. Thank you guys for watching and sticking around for this RateMyDorm series. Subscribe and I'll see you guys soon.